assists. What did you see from Trey tonight?
I mean, he played more at the point tonight, so he had the ball more, and he had some good pick and roll plays. We just didn't move the ball at all. So that's going to be, to us Sunday. Cleveland's going to be playing their guys, and the way we played offense tonight won't work Sunday.
Related to that, how do you feel like the game got away from you in the second quarter?
Just an unwillingness to just move to the ball to the open man, and and then the rebounding. Obviously they crushed us on the glass. We're gonna struggle to rebound, without Nick and Grant anyway. But to me, it was really the defense wasn't great, but our offense really hurt our defense too.
And with one game left in Cleveland, what do you hope to accomplish?
I just play hard. We had a good attitude about it. Everybody's going to play. We want to give everybody a chance, so we're going to do it. That's not an easy way to play for any of them. And you know what? I thought we competed fine. We got to stay away from. Again, we still have to play. We can play better. Which is what we need to try to do Sunday.
Thank you.
If the Boss is a great team, one of the questions that comes up with them is, can Jason Tatum be the guy you kind of run an offense through late in the game, fourth quarter? Can he be kind of that guy? Where do you stand on that question?
Well, I think he can, and to me, I don't know if it's the biggest gain that he's made, but obviously, if you look at him compared to when he first came in the league, I would say the driving the ball is maybe his defense has gotten a lot better too, but offensively, he has more variety because, he's taking the ball more to the basket, which is such a big part of that. And the other thing is, in the key possessions, he's going to have room because they have so much shooting on the floor. So, I think so. If you go back, he kind of did this at Duke. I was one for a year, but he really took off in the postseason. The ACC tournament was where he really, he had a good year, but that was where, he started to dominate games late. So, yeah, that's where I would stand on it.
Are you a believer that you have to have that guy, no matter how much wealth of talent that you have, eventually in the playoffs, you got to kind of have one guy making plays for you?
Yeah, one or two. You got to have guys that you can go through late. Guys that can score against, all the best teams there are going to have guys that create help, right? They get the second defender, but then I would say if you watch close games, let's be honest, it's one of two things. It's an ISO for a guy like him, or it's high pick and roll. That's what most of it comes down to, right? So if you don't have those guys, it's interesting that you say that because I was just looking at these numbers of the teams that won it over the years. And the Piston team with Larry Brown, that when I think of that team, I think of Rip Hamilton, running off screens, and I think of the Chauncey, Rasheed high pick and roll, where he flared, which back then, as you remember, nobody else did that, right? And yet, if you look by the numbers, that's the best defensive team of the last 25 years. And offensively, they were little above average. So, and they remember I always talked about how balanced they were. Well, really, it was their defense. So I do think most of the other teams that have won it, they have what you're talking about. They got a guy, Jokic or Jimmy Butler or whoever it was that fourth quarter, they're going to have their places, their ways to get them the ball. Then they can draw the second defender, and then you got to be able to play off it.